Haunted hiking trails, creepy old graveyards, abandoned ghost towns, and old buildings where spirits lurk. Come and explore some of these most haunted places where people just like you and me come face to face with ghosts. This is folklorist and author Jeanette Quackenbush with Backroads Books by 21 Crows. I discover and research old ghost stories, folklore, and legends, then pass them on to you. I have found a whole bunch of these haunted locations of legends and folklore. Now let me help you find your scary place, where our natural world and their supernatural world collide. In the mid-1700s, Native Americans and settlers fought over the land where Morgantown, West Virginia stands today. As a result, pioneers built several forts to protect themselves from constant attacks. In the mid-1700s, Native Americans and settlers fought over the land where Morgantown, West Virginia stands today. As a result, pioneers built several forts to protect themselves from constant attacks. One was Fort Coburn, a small stockade fort established by the Jonathan Coburn family, who owned a parcel of land near Dorsey's Knob, a mountain summit with a rocky knob that overlooks the Monongahela River and the Appalachian Mountains. Attacks in the region had increased in the late 1770s after government-sanctioned militia under John Murray, the 4th Earl of Dunmore, had murdered Native American families in the area. However, nearby the fort and across a close creek, there were still Native Americans inhabiting the land, and they were quite resentful of the settlers trespassing on the territory and the killing of their families. In the early spring of 1778, settlers, with an armed escort, were returning from planting corn about a mile from Fort Coburn. Native Americans had secreted themselves on either side of the road in the brush, ambushed the group, and began firing. Most of the party escaped safely to the fort. However, Native Americans struck 2 men with gunfire. Jacob Mill was shot in the belly, overtaken, tomahawked, and scalped. John Woodfin was riding a horse and was an easy target when a ball went through his leg, breaking his thigh and trapping him beneath his dying horse. Woodfin was easily captured and dragged to the rocks atop Dorsey's Knob, a focal point where all could see. His captors fashioned 2 poles into an X, drove the ends into the ground, and secured their prisoner to it. Woodfin was scalped and flayed from the top of his head to the base of his neck. He was left there to die, slowly bleeding to death. Anyone looking from the fort below would see the horrifying view of the man's bloodied corpse and red head. He remained there for quite some time before settlers could remove his body, affixed to the crossed poles. They may have removed his body, but John Woodfin's ghost remains. Some parking in the lot or hiking to the knob have run into his phantom. He wears colonial clothing, bits of cut flesh flop lazily on his shoulders, and his veined head is blood red. He attempts to grab the unwary by the hair. Most believe he is trying to replace his missing flesh with the scalp of those he seizes.